My Lord, I seek my Lord's permission to open the proceedings. Thank you, my Lord. The proceedings are open. Now I request the honorable dignitaries to address the esteemed gathering according to their respective terms.
My Lord, Honorable Mr. Justice Vipin Sanghi, Chief Justice of Uttarakhand High Court, Honorable Mr. Justice Manoj Kumar Tiwari, Senior Judge, their esteemed companion judges, President High Court Bar Association, senior advocates, my colleagues on government side, members of the bar, Registrar General, members of the registry, ladies and gentlemen. Sir, we have assembled here to bid farewell to the Honorable Chief Justice, Mr. Vipin Sanghi, on his superannuation as Chief Justice from this Honorable High Court. Moments of farewell are always painful. As a result, the throat gets choked. One does not get words to express his emotions, but the cruel rule of duty always dominates over the tender feelings. His Lordship was born on 27th October 1961 at Nagpur, shifted with family from Nagpur to Delhi, started schooling at Delhi and completed his intermediate in the year 1980. His Lordship completed his BSc Mathematics honors from Delhi University in the year 1983 and did his LLB from Law Faculty, Delhi University in 1986. And in the same year, his Lordship enrolled with the Bar Council of Delhi. His Lordship is a third generation lawyer after his grandfather, late Sri V.K. Sanghi, advocate, and father, late Sri G.L. Sanghi, senior advocate. His Lordship initially worked in the office of senior advocate Sri Mukul Rohtagi. Earlier also, his Lordship appointed as a central government panel lawyer in the Supreme Court of India. His Lordship also functioned as counsel for M.C. Jain Commission of Inquiry. His Lordship was designated as senior advocate by the Honorable Delhi High Court in December 2005. His Lordship attended various international conferences including Law Asia, Biennial Conference in Tokyo, Japan, and Gold Coast, Australia, and Polo Conference in Hong Kong, and Insol Law Conference in Colombo, Sri Lanka. His Lordship as appointed as additional judge of High Court of Delhi on 29th May 2006 and confirmed as a judge on 11th February 2008. His Lordship elevated as acting Chief Justice of Delhi High Court on 13th 2022. His Lordship was appointed as the Chief Justice of High Court of Uttarakhand and assumed charge on 28th 2022. As a head of this family, in a very short span of around 1 year and 4 months, His Lordship's magnetic personality has swayed everyone, having found His Lordship, besides being a kind-hearted person, a disciplined and hard worker, a brilliant judge, and a positive thinker, academician, and a great orator, and among them all, a wonderful coordinator and administrator. Sir, undoubtedly, your multifaceted personality has left indelible stamp on our heart, which we will cherish as a souvenir for lifelong. Sir, we wish you and your family a very good health and very success in life. But since we belong to this land, which is abode of God, and since this is a part of our cherished culture, that whenever our beloved gets separated, we pray Almighty to make his path free from all trouble. I accomplish this tradition with a Vedic verse, Shiva Bhavatam Panthana. Thank you.
Your Honor, Honorable Mr. Justice Vipin Sanghi, the Chief Justice of High Court of Uttarakhand and Nainital, Honorable Senior Judge Justice Manoj Tiwari, and other esteemed judges of our High Court, London Advocate General, London Chief Standing Counsel, London Central Government Advocate, London Senior Advocates, London Registrar General, and London members of the Bar Association. I stand before you today not only as the President of the High Court Bar Association, but as a representative of the advocate community to bid a heartfelt farewell to a distinguished and illustrious figure who has dedicated his life to the cause of justice. Esteemed Honorable Justice Mr. Vipin Sanghi, a jurist with a heart that beats for justice and a soul that resonates with the love for our environment. Born on 27th October 1961 at Nagpur, His Lordship completed his schooling from Delhi Public School, Mathura Road, New Delhi in the year 1980. His Lordship graduated in BSc Mathematics from Delhi University in the year 1983 and thereafter obtained LLB degree from the Law Faculty Campus Law Center, University of Delhi in the year 1986. His Lordship was involved in the Bar Council of Delhi as an advocate in the same year. Honorable Justice Vipin Sanghi is a third generation lawyer after his grandfather late Sri V.K. Sanghi, advocate, and father late Sri G.L. Sanghi, senior advocate. His Lordship was appointed as a central government panel advocate and functioned as such during 1990-91. His Lordship was also appointed as central government panel lawyer in the Supreme Court of India and was the counsel for the MCGN Commission of Inquiry. His Lordship was chiefly practicing in civil and constitutional side in the Honorable Supreme Court of India and Honorable High Court of Delhi. His Lordship was designated as a senior advocate by the Honorable Delhi High Court in December 2005. His Lordship was elevated as additional judge of the High Court of Delhi with effect from 29th May 2006 and was confirmed on 11th February 2008. His Lordship was appointed as the acting Chief Justice of Delhi High Court with effect from 30th March 2022. His Lordship was appointed as the Chief Justice High Court of Uttarakhand and assumed charge on 28th June 2022. So, Delhi is a place which takes a major chunk of His Lordship heart, but for the love and respect we the advocate of the bar and people of Nainital and Uttarakhand hold for Lordship in our hearts, we hope we too would have been able to make out a place in His Lordship's heart as well. I can say without any hesitation that Lordship has a magnetic personality and a God-fearing man and has always helped the poor class of society. Honorable Chief Justice has been more than just a custodian of the law. His Lordship have been a guardian of our natural heritage. His efforts to preserve the pristine beauty of Uttarakhand's landscape and the diversity of its flora and fauna is reflected in the Lordship judgment. The directions issued by the Lordship for banning the single-use plastic and further the direction for stopping the illegal rampant mining would be a milestone for preserving the Uttarakhand's natural flora and fauna. The direction issued by him have earned him a special place in the hearts of all those who cherish the beauty of our state. His Lordship's love and concern for nature can also be seen from Lordship's active participation in plantation of trees in Nainital and his great initiative for Swachhata Abhiyan, which is carried out all over the state of Uttarakhand. His Lordship likes listening the old songs and is not a secret that His Lordship is a great singer too. Although we have not been fortunate enough to be blessed with Lordship's melodious singing. In this regard, I must mention that Honorable the Chief Justice Mr. Vipin Sanghi made a very valuable contribution in many high-profile cases by delivering judgment which amplify the principle of justice, equity, and integrity. Judgment rendered by Lordship will lead the path of justice of the decades to come. Due to paucity of time, I am not reviewing judgment rendered by your Lordship. My Lord's contribution to this Honorable High Court would always be remembered and cherished by the members of the bar. Your Lordship has always agreed for every genuine demand of the bar. Willingly, though at the time his non-availability in the station had been a barrier for the bar to make more such demands. Moments of farewell are always painful, but at the same time, such occasions are remembered as moments of emotions and special occasions for the bar. I conclude wishing Honorable Chief Justice Mr. Vipin Sanghi and his family good luck in all his future endeavor. May the choicest blessing of the Almighty be showered on him and all his family members for a more happy and healthy life. Thank you, and the best wishes.
My Lord, Honorable Mr. Justice Vipin Sanghi, the Chief Justice of High Court, respected Madam Gunjan Sanghi, my esteemed brother judges, Mr. S.N. Babulkar, Learned Advocate General, Mr. G.S. Sandhu, Government Advocate, Mr. C.S. Rawat, Chief Standing Counsel, distinguished guests, Mr. DCS Rawat, President, and Mr. Saurabh Adhikari, General Secretary, High Court Bar Association, senior advocates and other learned members of the High Court Bar Association, Registrar General, Secretary and Officer on Special Duty, State Legal Service Authority, officers of the Registry, ladies and gentlemen. A very good evening to all of you. We have assembled here today to bid farewell to our esteemed colleague and the head of the judicial family, Justice Vipin Sanghi, who demits office on superannuation after a distinguished and fulfilling career. Somebody asked Albert Einstein to tell what his theory of relativity was all about. He explained in simple terms, if you put your finger in the boiling water, 1 minute will look like 1 hour. On the other hand, if you are sitting with the person you love, 1 hour would seem like 1 minute. It is nearly 16 months when Justice Sanghi came to this court as the 12th Chief Justice. But it seems as if it was yesterday when his swearing-in ceremony was held at the sprawling lawns of the Raj Bhavan. It was all because this court was blessed with a Chief Justice who has a disarming smile, pleasant disposition, who is amiable and adorable, who is really a true friend, philosopher and guide, a person whose intelligence is characterized by great knowledge and wisdom, great intellect and contemplation. Chief Justice Vipin Sanghi has been with us in Uttarakhand for about 16 months, but in this short span of time, through his simplicity, he has endeared all of us. Many milestones have been achieved by this court under his Lordship's leadership. To name a few, the implementation of hybrid courts, E-Seva Kendra, NSTP for service of summons through electronic mode with GPS tracking. In his presence as Patron-in-Chief of State Legal Services Authority, as many as 26,000 general and special legal awareness and literary camps were organized. Various cleanliness drive campaigns, especially Special Cleanliness Drive Shramdan, was organized by Uttarakhand State Judiciary, in which all of us also participated, and most recently hosting of the North Zone Regional Conference on Contemporary Judicial Developments and Strengthening Justice through Law and Technology. Born on 27th October 1961 at Nagpur, his Lordship passed out from Delhi Public School, Mathura Road, New Delhi in the year 1980. His Lordship graduated in BSc Mathematics Honours from Delhi University in the year 1983 and thereafter obtained LLB degree from the Law Faculty, Campus Law Centre, University of Delhi in the year 1986. And after a brilliant academic career, he was enrolled in the Delhi Bar Council in the same year. Justice Sanghi is a third-generation lawyer after his grandfather, late Shri V.K. Sanghi, advocate, and father, late Shri G.L. Sanghi, senior advocate. His Lordship initially joined the chamber of Shri Mukul Rohtgi, senior advocate. His Lordship was appointed as a central government panel advocate and functioned as such during 1990-91. His Lordship was also appointed as central government panel lawyer in the Supreme Court of India and was also the counsel for MC Jain Commission of Inquiry. His Lordship mainly practiced on the civil and constitutional side in the Honorable Supreme Court of India and Honorable High Court of Delhi. His Lordship was designated as senior advocate in December 2005. His Lordship was sworn in as additional judge of the High Court of Delhi on 29th May 2006 and confirmed as a judge on 11th February 2008. Then his Lordship was appointed as the acting Chief Justice of Delhi High Court on 30th of March 2022. His Lordship was appointed as the Chief Justice High Court of Uttarakhand. He assumed charge on 28th of June 2022. Years ago, Harold Lasky, in his tribute to Justice Holmes, described the hallmarks of a great judge. A great judge, he said, must be a great man. He needs to fully comprehend the interrelationship amongst all things and the limitless tradition that we are unable to break free from. He must be able to catch a glimpse of the ultimate in the immediate. He must be a statesman as well as jurist, thinker while being a lawyer. He must know the hearts of men, and yet asked to be judged from the conscience of their minds. A great judge is perhaps the rarest of human types, for in being supremely himself, he must yet be supremely selfless. And it is with great pride that I can say that Justice Sanghi has pioneered all these qualities and proved himself to be an outstanding judge. In the course of his judicial career so far, Justice Sanghi has delivered several landmark judgments in various areas. Through his diligence, patience, his sound knowledge of law and fairness in conduct of cases, the trust that people repose in our judicial system has been greatly enhanced. In Devendra Singh Adhikari versus State of Uttarakhand, WPPL number 168 of 2019, protecting the rights of wildlife, Honorable Lordship directed to stop the operation of stone crushers running in eco-sensitive zones without clearance from National Board of Wildlife. In Jitendra Yadav versus Union of India, WPPL number 93 of 2022, taking note of garbage lying strewn in all the urban local bodies, His Lordship directed Registrar Judicial of this court to maintain an email ID where all complaints with regard to garbage collection could be reported and the same be forwarded to the concerned authorities for redressal. Ban on single-use plastic was also reiterated. In Kamlesh Kumar Tiwari versus Union of India and others, WPPL number 185 of 2018, for implementing the schemes as per the Advocates Welfare Fund Act 2001, Advocates Act 1961 and the UP Advocates Welfare Fund 1974. The state government was asked to look into the issue of financial hardship which young advocates face. Advocates who practice law in courts are the protectors of fundamental and legal rights of citizens. To maintain rule of law in the state, a healthy bar with competent advocates is essential. It should not be that a competent advocate falls by the wayside and leaves the profession only on account of his not being able to make both ends meet in his early days in the profession. The state should therefore consider providing a one-time ex gratia amount to the Bar Council of Uttarakhand so that it can run a welfare scheme for the welfare of young and needy advocates. In Sachidanand Dabral versus Union of India and others, WPPL number 23 of 2022, prohibiting ragging in higher educational institutions. State government was directed to collect information from the head of the institutions whether they are strictly complying with anti-ragging regulations or not. It was further provided that non-compliance of the aforesaid regulations shall be viewed seriously and the head of the institution concerned, wherever acts of ragging are found to be occurring, shall be held responsible. In Seomoto PIL, in the matter of illegal construction in Corbett Tiger Reserve versus Union of India, WPPL number 178 of 2023, cognizance was taken on a news item published in Times of India regarding illegal construction activities being undertaken in Corbett Tiger Reserve against various forest laws, and CBI was directed to investigate the matter. In Ravi Shankar Joshi versus State of Uttarakhand and another, WPPL number 161 of 2021, Honorable Lordship has taken notice of not appointing Lokayukt by the state government after the term of Honorable Justice Gillial was over. State government was directed to forthwith proceed to make appointment of a Lokayukt in the state positively within the next 8 weeks under the Lokpal and Lokayukt Act 2013. Being the judge and acting Chief Justice of Delhi High Court, Honorable Chief Justice has delivered several landmark judgments for betterment of lives and society. In Seomoto, cognizance of the mosquito infestation which has afflicted the NCT of Delhi. WPPIL number 2021 decided on 24th of May 21. Lordship directed North Delhi Municipal Corporation, South Delhi Municipal Corporation, East Delhi Municipal Corporation, New Delhi Municipal Corporation, Delhi Cantonment Board, as well as the Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi to place before the court the steps that they have taken and they would be undertaking in the near future to deal with the mosquito infestation in the NCT of Delhi. In Balaji Medical and Research Center versus Union of India, decided on 19th of May 23, taking note of beg, borrow or steal oxygen. Otherwise, we might lose thousands of lives for lack of oxygen. His Lordship directed that state has failed in protecting basic right to life under Article 21 and appealed to sellers not to resort to hoarding, black marketing of oxygen cylinders and medicines, etc. To conclude, I refer to the quote, "The superior man is modest in his speech but exceeds in his actions." As this is aptly applicable to our Honorable the Chief Justice, today as we bid him farewell from this Honorable High Court, please accept our best wishes. We pray to Almighty God to grant him longevity, good health and happiness, and find solace in the next chapter of his life. I, on behalf of my brother judges, Uttarakhand Judiciary and myself, wish His Lordship and respected Mrs. Sanghi and his family happiness, peace and good health. May love and laughter light your days and warm your heart and home. May good and faithful friends be yours wherever you may roam. May peace and plenty bless your word with joy that long endures. May all life's passing seasons bring the best to you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. My esteemed brothers on the bench, Mr. Justice Manoj Kumar Tiwari, Mr. Justice Sharad Kumar Sharma, Mr. Justice Ravindra Methani, Mr. Justice Alok Kumar Verma, Mr. Justice Rakesh Thapliyal, Mr. Justice Pankaj Purohit, and Mr. Justice Vivek Bharti Sharma, the family members of my esteemed colleagues, Mr. S.N. Babulkar, Learned Advocate General for the State of Uttarakhand, Mr. G.S. Sandhu, Learned Government Advocate for the State, Mr. C.S. Rawat, Learned Chief Standing Counsel for the State, Mr. D.C.S. Rawat, President High Court Bar Association, Mr. Saurav Adhikari, Secretary High Court Bar Association, and other members of the Executive, Learned Senior Advocates, Learned Members of the Bar, Mr. Anuj Kumar Sangal, Learned Registrar General, and other Learned Registrars of the High Court, dear law clerks, the staff of the High Court, members of the print and electronic media, my friends and relatives who have come from Delhi especially to attend this reference, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar and good afternoon. Today I find myself unable to speak much. My mind is full of so many good memories and experiences which I have gathered both as an advocate for 20 years and thereafter as a judge for over 17 years. However, since all of you have gathered here to hear me today, I cannot disappoint you all. Rule of law is the cornerstone of our Constitution. Without it, there would be chaos and we would perish. The responsibility to establish the rule of law in the society, jointly and severally, falls on all the three organs of the state, namely the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. The legislature produces the laws which themselves should abide by the rules of the higher law, that is the Constitution. It is not merely the letter of the Constitution, but the ethos and conscience of the Constitution, which has to be understood, respected, and advanced by all the three wings of the state. Every action of the executive has to be such that it is in accordance with the rule of law. Last but not the least, it is for the judiciary to protect and enforce the rule of law whenever its infraction is brought to its notice or otherwise comes to its notice. This responsibility of protecting and enforcing the rule of law is not exclusively of the constitutional courts, that is the High Court. It befalls upon each and every member of the judiciary, irrespective of the rung in the hierarchy to which she may belong. As the head of the judiciary in the state of Uttarakhand, I would therefore first and foremost appeal to each member of the judiciary in the state of Uttarakhand to zealously guard and protect the rule of law. Your every action, whether in or out of court, and particularly when sitting on the dais, should be such as to protect and promote the rule of law. You should remind yourselves every now and then that you cannot afford to infract the same. Justice is a facet of rule of law, and justice can be achieved only with the establishment of the rule of law. It is well recognized that the courts derived their authority only from the confidence and trust of the people that the people have in the judicial institution. We do not have an army behind us to enforce our orders and judgments by use of force. It is the trust of the people and the respect that the office of a judge enjoys which lends us the authority to rule on the rights and obligations of the people and affect their lives one way or another. We, the members of the state judiciary, should therefore ensure that we conduct ourselves so correctly and properly that we continue to enjoy the respect of the people at large, whose causes we decide and whose destiny we impact. The process of judging in a court is centered around the principles of natural justice, which require a fair and unbiased opportunity of hearing to all concerned. It is therefore imperative that we exhibit sufficient patience while hearing matters which we decide. This requires the maintenance of proper and dignified decorum in our courts. In order to achieve this, we should remember to maintain civility and courtesy in our dealings with advocates and litigants who appear in our courts. Please remember that to earn respect, you have to give respect. To all my brothers and sisters who form part of the state judiciary, at all rungs in the hierarchy, I would like to say that if we are to fulfill our oath of office and to discharge our responsibilities properly, we have to maintain complete independence and integrity, and there should be no compromise with either of these attributes ever. We should also be mindful of the huge pendency of cases in our courts and be sensitive to the needs of the litigant to have their cases decided as early as possible. We should work efficiently, sincerely, and hard to be able to handle the cases assigned to us. There is nothing like going back home at the end of a hard day's work with a sense of satisfaction that we have done our best during the day in dispensing justice. The legal profession, and even more, the judicial service, helps one evolve as an individual. They expose you to different experiences of life through litigants, through which litigants go through, with whom you interact, and about whom you learn. Without living the lives of the litigants, you learn valuable practical lessons that those lives teach. As a legal professional or as a judge, you cannot afford to be unreasonable. You therefore develop a temper of thinking logically and in a reasonable way. The legal profession and the judicial service encourage you to learn more, to read more, to assimilate more, and to understand more. All these factors enrich your personality as a human being. When I became a judge of the Delhi High Court in May 2006, I knew little of some things and even lesser of law. This journey of 17 years and 5 months has been extremely enriching and satisfying for me. I have learnt each day, and my teachers have been the members of the bar and my colleagues on the bench. Amongst my senior colleagues from whom I have learnt while sitting on the bench, I have to mention Mr. Justice A.K. Sikri, Mr. Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul, and Mr. Justice Ravindra S. Bhatt of the Supreme Court of India, with all of whom I sat as a puisne judge. I cannot thank the Almighty enough for, firstly, making me who I am, giving me the grandparents and parents that I've had. I was privileged to be born in a family of legal professionals, as my grandfather, late Sri Vipin Sanghi, was an advocate who practiced law in Jabalpur and Nagpur High Courts. My father, late Sri J.L. Sanghi, was one of the leading senior advocates of the Supreme Court of India. I have greatly benefited from the training and guidance that I have received from my brother-in-law and senior, Mr. Mukul Rohtgi, former Attorney General for India, in my early days in the profession. It was under his guidance and in his office that I learnt the ropes of the legal profession. Two of my chambermates, Mr. Amrit Singh Gambhir, advocate, and Ms. Manindra Acharya, senior advocate, are here today amongst us. It was sheer destiny and good luck that my name got recommended and accepted for appointment as a judge of the Delhi High Court. I think there were many others who were more deserving than me, but the Lord favored me. Delhi High Court, as we all know, is the premier high court of the country, where the most important and interesting cases are dealt with. Being situated in Delhi and at a distance of just a couple of kilometers from the Supreme Court, the Delhi High Court is nurtured with the contributions and assistance of the best lawyers in the field. The systems which the Delhi High Court has developed over the years, including the system of filing of cases and their listing, have greatly contributed in its efficient functioning. There is a great deal of transparency and accountability in the functioning of the court, from which we all can learn. When I came to this court, I found that many of the systems being followed here could be improved. For example, no fixed dates were being given in the cases, and the cases were being listed at random. The advocates would depend only on the cause list to know that their cases were listed on the next day. Since I felt that this was not an efficient way of working, I instructed the registry to ensure that dates are given on all matters, so that the litigants and their lawyers know well in advance as to when their matters would be taken up next. I have tried to make some systemic changes which I hope have benefited and would continue to benefit this court. I am particularly fortunate to have had in my team an excellent set of judges who are not only good professionals but are also very good human beings. I have enjoyed very cordial relations with all my brother judges on the bench, including Justice Sanjay Kumar Mishra, who is now the Chief Justice of the Jharkhand High Court, and Justice R.C. Kulbe, who retired in early January this year, and who shared the bench with me from the day I assumed charge till the date of his retirement. Justice Manoj Kumar Tiwari, the senior most judge, has provided me with very good counsel, and I have depended upon him and other senior and experienced judges of this court, namely Justice Sharad Kumar Sharma and Justice Ravindra Methani, while discharging my administrative duties. Justice Alok Kumar Verma is a very pleasing and unassuming personality, and his contributions on the bench while sitting with me were extremely valuable. I have been fortunate that most of the recommendations made by the Collegium headed by me have been accepted by the Collegium of the Supreme Court. Justice Rakesh Thaplyal, who has sat with me on the bench from the date of his appointment, he is extremely hardworking and of great assistance on the bench. Though I have not had occasion to sit with Justice Pankaj Purohit and Justice Vivek Bharti Sharma on the bench, in my interactions with them, I found them to be extremely knowledgeable, not just in law, but in a variety of subjects. There are a few other recommendations made by our Collegium which have been accepted by the Collegium of the Supreme Court and are in the pipeline. I hope that they come through fast. I am sure with those appointments coming, the efficiency of this court would improve even further. The bar of the Nainital High Court, I must say, is a very good and competent bar. I have always found counsels appearing in my court to be well prepared with their cases, and they have advanced their submissions with competence, knowledge of the law, and with courtesy which is expected of them. The Uttarakhand High Court is a young court, and its bar is a young bar. I have no doubt that in the years to come, both this court and its bar shall flourish and emerge as a source of great legal thinking. I appeal to the members of this bar to continue to strive to do better, with better and more incisive legal research and arguments. To the younger members of the bar, I would say that always keep your ethics and never try to adopt shortcuts. There are no shortcuts in this profession. It's a long haul. You have to maintain complete integrity, honesty, and sincerity in your functioning. The courts are like a theatre, where the advocates and the judges are the performers. The proceedings are watched by the litigants, other advocates, and the people at large. With online hearings and even live streaming, which has partially started, the reach of these theatres has increased even more. You have to ensure that you turn up at your best and give your best performance, both in terms of your legal knowledge and acumen and in terms of your behavior. Good performance in court not only impresses the judge, who makes a mental note of it, but also the litigant whom you appear for, your other colleagues in the courtroom, and the people at large. I remember when I was working with Mr. Mukul Rohatgi as a junior advocate, often we saw that when he left the court after arguing his matter, he would be followed by a few other litigants who were watching the proceedings, asking for his contact details because they too wanted to engage him as their counsel. To the more experienced and well-established senior advocates practicing in this court, my request is to guide the younger members of the bar by instilling the right ethics in them. For this, you will have to lead by example. Uttarakhand is a beautiful state. It is blessed with huge mountains, rivers, and thick forests with wildlife. This land is called Dev Bhumi as it is host to some of the most revered shrines such as Badrinath Ji, Kedarnath Ji, Gangotri and Yamunotri Ji. It is the duty of every citizen and resident of the state to ensure that its pristine character and purity and its natural resources are maintained. I hope and pray that in the process of development of the state, the rich natural advantage that this state boasts of is not lost and all development is undertaken on a sustainable basis. Being a new state, it has yet to cover a long way in terms of transparency, accountability and compliances with the rule of law in all its actions. I am hopeful that the younger generation in the state will contribute in the development of the state in all its spheres. I am extremely grateful to Anuj Kumar Sangal, the learned Registrar General, and to other learned registrars who ungrudgingly and very efficiently discharged all the duties assigned to them. I must acknowledge the immense assistance rendered to me in the discharge of my duties of this court by Mr. Gurpreet Singh, my Principal Private Secretary, Mr. Himanshu Negi, my Joint PPS, Mr. Parvinder Singh Rathore, my Private Secretary, Mr. Nishant Kumar and Mr. Rahul Prajapati, my two personal assistants, Mr. Divan Singh Bisht and Mr. Ganesh Chandra, my bench secretaries, all my law researchers, including the present ones, Mr. Akshat Kumar and Mr. Nitin Yadav, my drivers, Mr. Pradeep Nagoi and Mr. Sudesh Ratori, my court attendants, Mr. Vijay Singh Sajwan and Mr. Vinod Singh Jagwan, the kitchen attendant, Mr. Manoj Sharma, and my home staff consisting of Pratap Ram, Mr. Vipin Bhatt, Mr. Pratap Garia, Mr. Narendra Singh Partyal, Mr. Lalit Rawat, Mr. Ajay Yadav, Mona Rawat, Mukesh Kumar, Umesh Kumar, Rajendra P. Brijvasi, and Mr. Ankit Kumar Tamta. Without their loving care and affection, I would not have been able to function efficiently, particularly when my family, including my wife, were in Delhi for long periods of time due to family commitments. I leave this court with a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction, and with a lot of happy memories. I am human and fallible. I seek unconditional apology for any hurt caused to anyone by my words or actions. However, I wish to assure you that it was unintentional. In the end, I wish to thank the Lord for all that He has given me in my life. She gave me extremely good grandparents, Shri Vipin Sanghi and Srimati Shantabai Sanghi, my parents, Shri G.L. Sanghi and Srimati Premlata Sanghi, who have guided and shaped me to become who I am. My two elder sisters, Vasudha and Veena, and my two brothers-in-law, Mr. Mukul Rohatgi, former Attorney General for India, and late Dr. K.K. Agarwal, Padma Shri, and a well-known heart specialist. My younger brother, Shri Vivek Sanghi, a specialist in technology and management, who is settled in the USA, his wife Rashi, my nephews and nieces, my wife Gunjan, who has stood by me throughout. She is not here today because she is not well, unfortunately. My two daughters, Devangi and Chandrika, my hardest critics, and their respective loving and caring husbands, Utkarsh and Vivek, my in-laws, Mrs. and Mr. Singhal, and my uncles and aunts, one of whom is present here, and who have showered their love and affection and blessings upon me to enable me to achieve all that I have. My granddaughter Avisha is the source of my greatest joy. God has given me more than what I deserved in every which way, and I could not have asked for more. May Lord shower his blessings similarly on all of you. Thank you. Namaskar.
Now I seek the permission of the Chief Justice to place the proceedings on record and close the proceedings.
Yes.
Thank you, Lordship. The proceedings are closed. May I request you all to join in for tea at counter of this court building.